Fiends, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Tuesday, and before we kick off with today's videos, I know a lot of you know that on Sunday, Mastermind Dave had to have an operation to have some skin cancer removed from the top of his head. I spoke to him yesterday. It was a success, and he's doing well. I don't think he'll be up on screen on the live stream, but no doubt he'll be in the gallery this week. But he's doing all right. I know a lot of you sent him good luck wishes, but he's doing fine. Yeah, he was his usual jovial self yesterday when I spoke to him. Anyway, today we've got a viewer's request, and it's from one of our panelists, Nick's Vinyl Butty. He likes the Cramps. So do I. You cannot dislike the Cramps. They're American, what I call psychobilly band. I like rockabilly and I like a bit of punk, and put them together and you've got a real good band. Now, the lineup did rotate, but the mainstay of the band was the husband-wife duo of singer Eric Lee Perkinsizer, but we knew him as Lux Interior, and Marlanda Wallace, who we knew, Christy Marlanda Wallace, who we knew as Poison Ivy. Lots of people went through, made some really good albums. I don't think they made a bad one, and the bands did split after the sad death of Lux Interior in 2009, but they did manage to produce 8 albums. So we'll have a look at them today. So, coming in at number 8, we have the 5th album. It was released in 1991, and it's called Look Mum, No Head. On here we've got, of course, Lux and Poison. We've got Slim Chance on the bass, and we've got Jim Skelvalnus on the drums, and special guest on here on vocals on Miniskirt Blues, Mr. Iggy Pop. First track is called Dames, Booze, Chains and Boots. This opens up with a great little drum beat from Jim. Got that raunchy guitar from Poison Ivy and a great vocal. It's a great opening track. It's just one of the best. Then we have Two-Headed Sex Change. There's some really good drumming on here, but the bass line from Slim is brilliant. It just really slots in and sort of with the rest of the track. Blow Up Your Mind. Brilliant guitar work from Poison Ivy. What a great guitar player she was. Great sound on this. Great vocals. It's just really thing. And then we've got Hard Working Man, which is written by Roy Cooder and Jack Nichols, who we featured yesterday, because he was part of Crazy Horse, of course, and it's their version of Hard Working Man. Classic blues. Some great riffs in this. It's a very, very good version of it. Excellent. Then we have Miniskirt Blues. This is the interesting one with Iggy Pop. Yeah, it's a bit different. Some interesting riffs on it. Then we get a great track, Alligator Stomp. I love Luther's vocals. It's a great delivery. He doesn't seem to take a breath when he's singing that. I Want to Get Into Your Pants. It's the start of this sounds a bit like Louie Louie. I love the track. And then we have Bend Over, I'll Drive. It's a really groovy little track. Some great riffs there from Poison Ivy, and I like Jim's drumming on it. Don't Get Funny With Me. This is proper, more rockabilly than... It's great rockabilly, actually. The guitar work from Poison Ivy, fantastic. And I love that, the chapping on the side of the rims of the drums from Jim. Brilliant. My favourite track on this one is a little track called Eyeball in My Martini. It's this is basically really heavy rockabilly, and I just love it. The guitar work from Poison is brilliant. It's just great. Then we have Hipsville 29 BC. Love the vocal from Luther, and the bass from Slim is great as well. The Strangeness in Me. Another good track when the to end the album with just solid, great bass line, super little track. It's one of these albums that, although it's at the bottom of the pile, doesn't mean rubbish, because it isn't. It's a really good album. Excuse me. And I'll give this one an RTO ranking of 6.6. Okay, coming in at number 7, we have the 6th studio album released in 1994, and it's called Flamejob. On here, of course, we've got Lux and Poison Ivy, Slim Chance on the bass, and the drummer on this one is Harry Drumdini. First track on this one is called Mean Machine. Once again, it's a great opening track, driving riffs all the way through from Poison Ivy. Fantastic little track. Then we have Ultra Twist. The drumming on here is proper rockabilly style drumming, and the bass from Slim, it could have come out of the 50s, that bass line. It's absolutely terrific. What a good track. Okay, the next one, excuse my French, because it's rude. It's called Let's Get Fucked Up. It's a good track though. I do like the riff in it. There's another load of some great drumming here from Harry. Brilliant little track. Nest of the Cuckoo Bird. Now this is a very catchy tune. The vocal delivery from Luther is very, very interesting. But it's got a fantastic vocal solo on it as well from Poison Ivy. I'm customised. Now the start of this, you think it's going to go into Shaking All Over by Johnny Kidd, but it's got that sort of riff to it. Really is good. And then we got Sado Auto Show, Sado County Auto Show. Sorry, really 50s vibe on this. It is real rockabilly. It's absolutely brilliant. Naked Girl Falling Down the Stairs. The riff in this is very close to the Ventures Walk Don't Run, but there's nothing wrong with that. My favourite track on this one though is How Come You Do Me. It's just got this classic this classic rockabilly sound that's just been bumped up into that punky sort of thing. It's really, really good. Some great guitar work from Poison Ivy. Inside Out, Upside Down With You. Just great, heavy, punky rock and roll. It is absolutely brilliant. The drumming on that from Harry is fantastic. And then we get a little track called Trapped Love. It's a very short track, but it's got some really good riffs. Great singing on this one. Great vocal from Lux. Excellent little track. Then we get another number called Swing the Big Eyed Rabbit. Second favourite track on here. I just love Slim's bass line on that. Really adds it to this one. Brilliant little track. Then we have Strange Love, a great version of this Slim Harpo song. Absolutely wonderful. Then we have Blues, 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 which is a Hayden Thompson number. Once again, it goes into the Cramps machine and it comes out really good. Excellent track. Then we have another cover, Sinners. It was originally done by Freddie and the Hitchhikers, and once again, it is a brilliant cover. Do it justice. And the last one is Route 66. Get your kicks on. little bit different from what we know to, but the guitar work from Poison Ivy is excellent. Another great album. The covers on here are superb. They always do the covers justice, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 6, we got the debut album. I remember when I first heard this, I thought it was incredible. It came out in 1980 and it's called Songs the Lord Taught Us. So you've got Lux Interior, Poison Ivy, Brian Gregory, Nick Knox on the drums, additional musicians, Booker C on the organ on Fever. First track is called TV Set. Raw as you like, plug in and go and make a sound. The guitar work from Poison Ivy is good. I just love Nick Knox's drumming. I think he was a fabulous drummer. Then we got Rock on the Moon, which was originally performed by Jimmy Stewart. The original is good, and this is as good. They've really done a great version of it. Then we have Garbage Man. This is really punky. It's got that real punk brew. The vocals from Lux, absolutely stunning. Brilliant track. I Was a Teenage Werewolf. This is just really heavy rock and roll. It's got lots of distortion on it. It's a brilliant track. Then we have Sunglasses After Dark, which is a song that was performed by Dwight Whitney Pullen. Contains an interpretation of the Ace of Spades, which was originally performed by Link Ray as well. So it's got these two songs put together and it works well. The solo on that is terrific. Then we get the Mad Daddy. I love Nick's drumming on this, absolutely spot on. And you got these responding riffs from Poison Ivy to correspond to what Nick was doing on the drum. Very, very clever. Then we have a little track called Mystery Plane. So much energy on this. The riffs are good. The bass line is unbelievable as well. What a good song. Then we have my favourite on here. It's one of my favourite tracks by the Cramps, and it's Zombie Dance. The drum beat is so good from Nick, and then the vocal is great as well. What's Behind the Mask? This is one of those tracks that could have been written in the 50s or 60s, not the 80s. It's got such a great rockabilly feel to it with a little bit of zing. Strychnine. Strychnine. I don't know what it. Originally performed by the Sonics. It's good, but it's not as good as the original on that one. I'm Cramped. What a track. Do love the guitar work from Poison Ivy on it. Just blows you away. And then we've got a great rockabilly track from Johnny Burnett and the Rock Trio, Tear It Up. Now, it's one of my favourite tracks by Johnny Burnett, and they've done a great version of it. It's, they've brought they've not gone away from its roots, but they've just added their little bit of style to it. It's a great version of it. And then we have the Great Fever, which was a little Willie John number, and they do a stunning version of it. It's brilliant. This is a great debut with some great original songs on and some great covers on it as well. They sort of forged this psychobilly sound, and a superb album. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.2. Okay, coming in at number 5, got the 8th and final album that came out in 2003, and it's called Friends of Dope Island. So you've got Lux on here, Poison. Now the bass on here is Chopper Franklin, and he plays rhythm on Taboo as well. And Harry Drumdini is on the drums. So the first track on here is Big Black Witchcraft Rock. Still making great noise sound in 2003. It's solid. Lux's vocals are fantastic. Absolutely superb opening track again. Papa Satan sang Louis. I love the drumming style on here of Harry. I love that little tinny sound on it. It really adds to it. And of course, Poison Ivy still driving them riffs home. Excellent track. Then we have Hangover. Nice little bit of bass work here from Chopper. Very good. Fissure of Ronaldo. Guitar work from Poison Ivy. Love that. Then we've got another, excuse my French again, we've got Dr. Fucker MD, and in brackets, musical deviant. Brilliant track. It's got every aspect of rockabilly with that sort of punky feel. I love that track. Then we have Dope Fiend Boogie. The bass line from Chopper is brilliant. And you've got Poison Ivy playing that old style rock and roll guitar. Absolutely brilliant. Then we have Taboo. A really good track. Solid guitar work, all that. Then we got another one with a bit of a swear in it. Elvis fucking Christ. This is great. It's got harmonica in it. Absolutely brilliant. Then we've got She's Got Balls. Not the AC/DC version. But the drumming of this at the beginning, it reminds me of Bucks Fizz, Making Your Mind Up. But it's nothing like it. It's got a heavy sort of funky rock and roll style to it. It's absolutely brilliant track. Owie Baby, which is of course a Jerry Reed number, and it's a great cover of this. It's a lot heavier than Jerry Reeves because his is more country. This is more rock and roll. Brilliant track. Then we have Mojo Man from Mars, another good track. It's amazing that Lux's vocals still sound the same as they did in 1980. Then we have Colour Me Black. What a great drum from Harry. I love this. It's just Cramps doing what they know, how to do it. It's just great. Now this is a great album to finish on, to be quite honest. They never really changed their music all through the years. You know, why mend something that isn't broke? And this is a terrific album to go out on, so I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.5. So, coming in at number 4, the 4th album from 1990, and it's called Stay Sick. And it was the last album that Nick Knox drummed on as well. So you've got Lux Poison on bass. You've got Candy Del Mar, who was an excellent bass player, and Nick Knox. So the first track on here is a great little track called Bop Pills, written by Macy Skipper and Arthur Melton McNatt. Good little rock and roll number. I love Candy's bass line on this. It's absolutely cool. Goddamn rock and roll. Great track again. Nick and Candy here. The engine room on this one really drive the song along, and Poison just comes along and puts a little bit of guitar on it. Excellent little track. Bikini Girls with Machine Guns. Another track dominated by the bass line of Candy Del Mar. Absolutely killer track. All Women Are Badder next. Nick's drumming on this is fantastic. It's hard, it's heavy. You've got some excellent guitar work from Poison Ivy on that one as well. The Creature from the Black Leather Lagoon. Poison Ivy's guitar work on this is brilliant. It's done in that true rockabilly style with her unique turn on the guitar. Then they do a traditional song that goes back to the 1900s. It's an American folk chord, and it's called Shortening Bread. Nothing like the original, of course. This is more upbeat and in your face. Excellent. Then we have my favourite track on here. It's Daisy's Up Your Butterfly. You take that how you like it. But it's just basic rockabilly. The drumming is just amazing, and you got this incredible bass line that's quite rich, that really does work, and then you've got Poison's great little guitar bits. Excellent track. Up next is Anything Goes. Nick just knocks the drumming out the park on this. Absolutely solid as you like. Fantastic track. Journey to a Centre of a Girl. I like this. There's a lot of interplay between Candy and Poison on this. They sort of, it seems like there's a little battle going on there. It really works. Very clever. Then we got Mama Oh Pow Wow, another great track. The solid psychobilly rock and roll. Saddle Up a Buzz Buzz. I do love these titles. Once again, we got this Candy's bass line is great, and you've just got Poison putting her little bit in it. Excellent. Mule Skinner Blues. Again, the drumming on this is brilliant from Nick. What a last track to go out on with some drumming from Nick. Great album. A great final performance by Nick Knox on the drums on this. It's just an excellent album. There is not one bad track. There's not any bad tracks on these albums anyway. So I'm going to give that one an RTO ranking of 7.6. Okay, coming in at number 3 then, the 7th album from 1997. It's called Big Beat from Badsville. So we've got Lux and Poison, Slim Chances on the bass on this one, and Harry Drumdini on the drums. The first track is probably top 3 tracks by the Cramps. The Cramp Stomp. It's just that dirty riff from Poison Ivy that really kicks in. I just love that track. You have to play it loud, whatever you're doing, or under the headphones. God Monster. This is a great bass performance by Slim Chance. Brilliant. Drives the song along. It's got a lot of guts. Great track. It Thing Hard On. I love the distorted bass on this. It really adds to it. And Lux's vocal on this is absolutely amazing. Brilliant stuff. Like a Bad Girl Should. Interesting lyrics, but I do like it. I love the thing. And then we got Sheena's In a Goth Gang. Love the start of this. It's the clip finger tapping on from Harry. And the guitar work from Poison is just spot on. Queen of Pain. This is killer guitar work from Poison Ivy. Very underrated guitar player. Didn't get the acclaims that she deserved. Monkey with Your Tail. An interesting track. It's a little bit different. There's a bit of echo on the drum. It really works. Great little track. Devil Behind That Bush. Brilliant stuff. Opened Up Side 2. So many good riffs on this. Then we have Super Goo. This is a proper fuse rockabilly punk song. Brilliant. Hype No Sex Ray. Now this is a proper rockabilly track. The drumming on here is typical of simple drumming done very well. It's incredible. Solid guitar from Poison as usual. Wet Nightmare. Some interesting sound effects on this one. But it's just thing. Then we have Badass Bug. Super riffs from Poison Ivy. But once again, it's Harry's drumming on this that's absolutely spot on. Then we have Horeless Hyena. It's one of those fast and furious punky sounds with tones of rockabilly on it. Absolutely great track to end the album. I'd say of the later albums by the Cramps, this is my favourite without a doubt. It's got some kicking tracks on it, and Slim's bass playing is terrific on this. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 7.8. Okay, coming in at number 2 from 1986. The third album, A Date with Elvis. Lux, Poison, Nick Knox. And also on here is the McMartin Preschool Choir. You didn't expect a preschool choir on this, but there we go. How far? Start again, Iain. How far can too far go? Love this. Lux's vocals are fantastic on that. Then we have the Hot Pearl Snatch, quirky, cratchy. What a track. Love Lux again on this, and we've got some great drumming from Nick on that one. Then we have this People Ain't No Good. Yeah, got a choir on it. Kids, it works. Great stuff. What's Inside a Girl? The guitar work on this from Poison Ivy is fantastic. It's one of the best tracks on the album. I like the bass line. It's really good. And then we have Can Your Pussy Do the Dog? It's got one of my favourite riffs on the whole album on this. It's such quirky, and it works around Nick's drumming very well. Then we have Kiss Maze. And this is Poison Ivy singing. And she hasn't got a bad voice. She does a lot of the backing vocals, of course. And it really works. Then we have Corn-Fed Dames, my favourite track on there. It's just got an incredible bass line on this. And it's actually Poison Ivy that plays the bass on this album. And it's terrific. Really adds to it. And then we have Chicken, which is a traditional folk song. I've never heard this before, and it sounds really good. And I went and found another version. Nothing like the original, but it's good. And then we have Hot Pool of Woman Need. This just proves what an all-round bass player she is as well, because her bass line on this is terrific, as long as with a lead solo. Brilliant. Then we have A Holler from Hell. Classic 50s sounding. The bass is very 50s rockabilly. Brilliant. It's just that song. It's a ballady type thing, and the bass line is wonderful. It's just a bit different for them. Poison Ivy did all the guitar work on this, and she did a cracking job. It's just another fantastic album, and I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. Then we have my number one album. This is the album that introduced me to the Cramps. Came out in 1981, and it's Psychedelic Jungle. Now this is one of them albums where there's 14 on it, and half of them are original and the others are covers of great rock and roll, rockabilly and garage singles from the 50s and 60s. So we've got Lux Interior on vocals, Poison Ivy on guitar, Kid Congo Powers guitars, and Nick Knox on the drums. So the first track on this is a cover, and it's called Green Fuzz, which was performed by Green Fuzz. This is a great version of this song. Now, this is the first song I ever heard by them, and I thought, Now, I think this is better than the original. It's got more grunt, it's got a bit more body to it. It's a great version of that song. Then we have Goo Goo Muck, which was first performed by Ronnie Cook and the Gay Lads. An absolutely wonderful version of it. They kept it so much to the original, but it's the vocal from Lux is fantastic. Rockin' Bones, which is a great track by Ronnie Dawson, and this is my favourite cover on the album. I think this is terrific. It's much better than the original. I just love it. Then we have an original track, which is Voodoo Idol, and I'd say this is my favourite track ever by the Cramps. It's just because it's so simple, and it's just brilliant. It's just the vocal delivery from Lux is brilliant, and the guitar work is so precise. Then we have another cover, Primitive, which was from the Groupies. Another great cover. If you play the original, there's not much between it. I do like it, very good. Then we have Caveman, brilliant. I love it how they really just slow this track right down. And that's Nick's drumming. He controls that. He takes the tempo right down. And then he pulls it back up as well. It's really good how he does that. Then we have The Crusher, which is performed by the Novas. Very similar to the original. Just absolutely brilliant. Then we have a track called Don't Eat Off the Sidewalk. This is done in the same vein as the Crusher. I love Poison Ivy's guitar work on this. It's brilliant. Then we have another original, Can't Find My Mind. The bass line and the guitars really work well together. Brilliant track. And then we have another cover, Jungle Hop, which was done by Kip Taylor and the Flips. In some respects, this sounds so much like the original, but they've just added a little bit more zing to it and a bit more richness, but it's still good. Then we have the Natives Are Restless. Very slow version, and then it speeds up. The lyrics, you can sing. Brilliant little track. Then Under the Wires, I love the groovy riff on this. It's so addictive, like most of the riffs on here, and it's a great vocal from Lux. Then we have Beautiful Gardens, great beats, more great guitar work on that one. Then we have Green Door. Now this, of course, was first performed by Jim Lowe, but Shakin' Stevens made it his own, and this is another great version of it. Green Door in this version was out very similar times, and it's just a great rock and roll number. Okay, there's lots of covers on this, but there's a reason it was my introduction to the Cramps, and it still is a great album. I've got this on my iPod, played all the time, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8.3. So there we go, a little bit of the Cramps. They're a great band. If you like rock and roll, and you like punk, and you like rockabilly, mix it all together and it's called the Cramps. Poison Ivy, one of the most underrated guitar players in my books. So I hope you like that, Nick. And we'll be back soon because it's retro ranking and it's a tribute one. Sadly, a few weeks ago we lost Linda Nolan. I'm not a big fan of the Nolans, but it's amazing how much success they had, and so I found 10 songs that are quite reasonably good. So we'll be looking at them very shortly. So bye for now.